How you guys doing, and welcome to another Arc Garage video. If you want to see more Alfa Romeo related content, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you already didn't. Today I'm going to show you how to replace your key fob case or shell, whatever you want to call it. I got this old key from my Alfa Romeo GT, which I programmed in one of the previous videos. We're going to replace its shell with this one right here that I bought online for 10 euros. So what I'm basically gonna do, I'm gonna take the insides from my old key, I'm gonna install everything into this new case. When it comes to blade, since this one is uncut, I'm gonna remove it and use the blade from my old key as well as some other parts. To do this job properly, you're gonna need your key case, of course, and you're gonna need two screwdrivers, the small Phillips screwdriver and small flathead one, just like these two. Alright, let's get going. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use my flathead screwdriver to remove the battery. Now I'm gonna use the same screwdriver to remove this Alfa Romeo key logo. Here's the first Phillips screw that we gotta remove, so I'm moving to the other screwdriver and I'm gonna undo the screw right here. Alright, now I can take the key apart. Keep the key blade pressed with one finger. Keep in mind it has a spring under it, and if you're not careful the parts are gonna fly everywhere. Slowly unwind it and take it apart. Now these two parts, I'm gonna use them in the new case as well. Now here's the most important part of your key. It's a little transponder chip which actually communicates with the immobilizer and allows your key to start a car. Now be careful with it and also pay attention at which direction it's pointing. Now I'm gonna move on to the new key. I'm gonna take it apart and I'm gonna check out what's going on inside. Alright, here's our new key case, at least one part of it. As you can see, it doesn't have anything, no metal parts, so we're gonna have to move it all. Here's the first problem that I can see. It doesn't have the notch which would hold the immobilizer chip in place, so be careful with it so it doesn't fall out. I'm gonna remove this metal piece first. Since it has these plastic notches holding it in place, you're gonna have to use a little bit of force. I'm gonna install it into the new case. Make sure you press it in well so it doesn't move anywhere. Now I'm gonna move on to this second part right here, which holds the circuit board, and this little metal part which is the battery piece. Alright, I'm gonna place it into the new case. Make sure that everything fits nice and tight. Try out the buttons and make sure that everything works. Now the one thing that you have to pay attention to is this little plastic notch right here. It essentially holds this metal battery piece in place. So you got this wood and a metal which is supposed to go over the notch and hold this piece in place. So it basically goes in like this. Alright, I'm gonna add this part as well. I'm gonna move on to this second part right here which holds the immobilizer chip. I'm gonna put it in. As you can see right here, it's loose, so if you want to use a double-sided tape or something like that to hold it in place, that would be a good idea. As I said, I'm also gonna use the old key blade as well as the centerpiece. Now I'm gonna take these two parts and I'm gonna assemble them. The center piece has to go in just like this. I'm gonna take my new case and I'm gonna turn the key counterclockwise 2 times. Now keep in mind, the more times you turn the blade, the faster the key is gonna open. So I'll actually turn it 2 times and you can feel the force behind the spring, and I think that 2 times is gonna be sufficient. I'm gonna take the second part of the key and I'm gonna put it all together. Before you put the screw back in, make sure that everything works right. Try out the key barrel and buttons as well. Now I'm gonna put the main Phillips screw back in. I'm also gonna put back in the battery, and I'm gonna screw in the second Phillips screw. Now this is different compared to the factory key, which holds in the battery using a different type of screw. And that is basically it. The last thing I gotta do is install this factory logo. I'm gonna remove this glue backing. And there is a clear protective foil over the front as well. I'm gonna remove that and I'm gonna glue in the badge. Alright, that would basically be it for this video. If you liked it, hit the like button and support our channel by subscribing and by sharing our content with the rest of our 50.